Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Sentinel League 3.18. In this episode, I'm going to be going over build upgrades, going from the League starter to into the Golem build. I want to tell you guys the upgrades one at a time, or what I did and how I transitioned, and maybe some alternatives for you. Enjoy. So first, when I swapped to Golems, I wanted 2 Clay Shapers and the Golem Jewels. What are the Golem Jewels? 1 Anima Stone, Primordial Might, and 2 Harmonies. This is a Harmony. The Harmonies, you see how there are 3 rollable mods? The Summoned Golem is the actual one where it's the minion summoned. 45, you see it's a 30 to 45, so it's that number. You want 40 plus on that, and then the Golem damage is less important because you only have 1 golem type unless you run a stone golem extra or a chaos golem, so then you'd have an extra golem. But in this case, yeah, you only have 1, so it's only 16 to 20. It's not that much, so that roll is nice. It's extra damage obviously, but it's not the end all be all like the cooldown recovery rate for the summoned golem. So I went for both of these with 44 plus, but you can go for 40 plus and that's fine. And then an Anima Stone is selling Eminence, Harmony, and the Might to the vendor as a vendor recipe. You can also do Adzirian's Reward, but sometimes you get a Watcher's Eye, not Anima Stone, because it's another prismatic jewel. And then the way I get 6 golems, people have asked this a lot. 2 Clay Shapers gives +2. The Anima Stone, because I have 3 other golem primordial items equipped, the jewels, then I get the 2 golems, and then we can... This isn't a primordial item, right? Damn. That'd be so cool if that was a primordial item, so you could actually not have to wear one of the... That's interesting. And then... So you get 2 from here, 2 from the Clay Shapers, 1 from here, and 1 from just normal. You get a golem normally. 6 golems. People asked about this 6-link, so I would have just gotten like a corrupted 6-link or whatever I could afford of a cheap 6-link, even a Tabula maybe. But this one I dropped right before Katava myself and then changed the colors, and it's item level 66 as you can see. And then I crafted it for cold res and crafted life. It's not that great, but it was good enough for now. The 6-link was the main thing. Just having the extra link is so much extra power. And then someone asked of my 6-link, like if you have a 5-link, it's Ruthless you take out instead of, like, that's the extra gem, that's the 6th gem, Ruthless. I found a really early priority that made me feel a lot better was having a flask like this. So a Divine Life Flask with a 50% of recovery applied instantly. It actually heals more than a instant recovery, 66% reduced amount. If you've looked at that, this is only 40% reduced amount instead of 60. And then the immunity to bleeding and corrupted blood is huge because I still don't have corrupted blood. This has been helping survivability a lot. Also, the instant healing 1300 or whatever is really massive when I don't have that much HP. And then I early prioritize. This is expensive, okay? So you have to technically I'd want on each one. I got immune to freeze, shock, and then I got armor after, but the main things I was going for was immune to shock and chill and freeze, because you need these to be able to move and not take 50% more damage. And then I used the instilling orbs and stuff to make these automatic, and so my tip for that is you can actually craft it used when your charges reach full, and it costs 5 instilling and 5 glass blowers baubles. It's kind of expensive, but then you can actually have reliable flasks because they're automated. And you can see them going up, and that's because I have a flask gain a charge every 3 seconds. It's kind of cool. But yeah, the main... I really like the instant heal. I had 2 actually at first. Instead of this Jade Flask, I just had 2 Life Flasks, but I switched to 1 now that were a lot better. And then... next upgrade. I'll talk about this also. So I said the highest priority was immune to freeze and shock. If you can, then technically for 1x later we can craft immune to freeze on the boot as a prefix from a Graphicus unveil through June, one of these June unveils. When you unveil a boot and it's a prefix and it cannot be frozen, then we could craft cannot be frozen. I don't have it yet, but it'll be 1x. It's later, but right now we still have to do immune to freeze on the flask and immune to shock. And then Ellie Res was just nice for like Elemental Weakness Curse or Scorch. I didn't actually go for this mod. It was bonus. I went for the gain charges when you're hit by an enemy or increased duration on a Quartz Flask with use on full. I just wanted a consistent phasing because I don't have other forms of phasing in my build, so it's unreliable. Jade Flask, I went increased armor. I bought this, I got lucky, and then the increased duration bonus. It could have also been gain charges when you're hit. Both are good, in my opinion, because they both just do stuff. I found as I was pushing into the higher tiers that my minions, specifically zombies and carrions, were having some survivability issues when when faced with physical damage. So I took the 8% physical damage reduction node here, extra 8%. This makes a massive difference when they don't have that much actually in the beginning. I think they have the 15% from this and just some armor. And another thing I realized was the determination in the beginning without the quality doesn't have the extra area of effect, so it only gives it is only a radius of 60, and I've pointed out that a radius of 60 is like this, and it's not the full screen, and our minions can go off screen, therefore they go out of range of determination, and they don't have the armor, so they're actually worse to physical damage when we don't have our area of effect of the auras through this, and the mastery, and also the quality on the determination, and also the ashes of the stars. So determination, they have less armor, meaning the physical damage reduction from the tree is even more important, so I got this, and I also invested in an early Dread March renewal. Medium cluster was really cheap, and then the 10% physical damage reduction is sick. I want another one actually. It really helps, and then the extra 1% regen. Yeah. Along those same lines, I figured I could be more efficient here. So when I was doing Blight and AFKing, I'm not using minion skills recently, and sometimes I'm lazy in mapping and I don't use a minion skill every 4 seconds. So then this was 30% minion damage missing and just waste of points, and it was only 24 minion damage. So I realized I could fix this pathing because I wanted the life and the jewel socket, and I want the golem commander for now, so I could do this. And then this actually allowed me to save these points, and then we got more life, and then with those extra points I was able to then, so like you see this, and then I also took out the points here for this jewel socket, and I said I just gained the extra one here. So you can do 2 jewels. I have command on my stream for both, exclamation point cluster, but basically it's Feasting Fiends Renewal, and the third mod can either be Primordial Bond or Call to the Slaughter, and this third mod will go in the back automatically, and then you don't take it. You see how I didn't take Primordial Bond? I won't take Call to Slaughter either, and then you get Feasting Fiends Renewal and 2 jewel sockets for 5 points. It's disgusting, because if you think about it, you spent 8 points for 2 jewel sockets and 2 notables and a small. What is this, dude? It's insane. It's really efficient, and this was 40C. They only went up to like 60C, still cheap, and the fact that you can do an alternative Primordial Bond or Call to Slaughter makes this a lot cheaper as well, having more than one option, less rare, really cool. And then I'm gonna switch this later when we have more riches into a renewal. Rotting Claws, Vicious Bite, which will need item level 75. Right now this doesn't need 75 because it doesn't have Vicious Bite, only 50. Primordial Bond, I think, has a higher item level, though. Let me check. Primordial Bond is an item level 68. So that's special, yeah. So not 75, but still 68. Another adaptation we made to the build was, for this season specifically, we found out that monsters have this mod called Hasted. You guys have probably seen it. The monsters have this like cool, almost gale effect around them, tailwind it looks like, and then they're going really fast. Well, also they have 100% increased evasion rating apparently. So that meant that instead of me building around 8,300 evasion, we might have to build around 16,000 evasion potentially. So this was, instead of an 85 enemy, it's more like a level 100 and something enemy, 102, which I can, okay, so point is, I went back to this where we have we fit in the Dread Banner Generosity, and I got the alt qualities because I like them better than the normal one, because the extra radius of the Dread Banner, and then also the extra impale from the Dread Banner, I find is more impactful than the aura effect on the Dread Banner. And then precision, so I added precision back to the build, even though I said after Grave Pact and this accuracy node you won't need it. Well, actually I think that it's really useful, and it pumped us up to like, instead of 3,000 something accuracy, we get to like 4,000, almost 5,000 accuracy, and it's only a level 15 precision, which needs 98 dex, which is actually similar to the cold iron point, which will be really, really useful. And then this amount of accuracy makes us 99% accurate against a level 100 boss, a level 100 enemy with 13,500 accuracy. And this is with low level Carrion Golems that are only level 23, which means their base accuracy isn't that high. So once we get the cold iron points, the accuracy will actually go up even more, and we won't have any issues. Maybe I think it'll be good with the wands too. We can also build around this now that we know that we want more accuracy, and I feel like we're gonna feel stronger against those enemies that are more evasive that we didn't even know at the time, which is really cool. Small improvement to the build, and the cost was I'm not running the clarity anymore because I have 32 mana regen without clarity, so I saved gem slot, and then I also I ran, just like the tree that I had planned, determination mana reservation, the mana reservation here, and that was enough to run vitality, level 20, determination, the level 15 precision, the dread banner, and these link to the divergent, which makes it so it has the reduced reservation efficiency, so they actually cost more mana linked to this. You can see I save mana when I unlink it. And then we have the pride. Yeah. Another upgrade I made when I was doing all these changes in the build to improve the minion survivability, etc., to help them survive when we're pushing the hard content with these new endgame mods. I improved the accuracy for the mod. Then I also was improving the minion accuracy. So one of the things I know is minion scale with levels. So I got the 21 version of the Animate Guardian, the 21 version of the Spectre, Zombie, and Carrion Golem. I found these actually really cheap at the beginning of the season because I guess people are dropping a lot of 21s through the league mechanic or other league mechanics, and then how many people were actually looking for 21s of these that early? Yeah, relatively cheap. I would say under 15C for each one, and that was really nice. And and then the power upgrade was like they jumped from 20,000 to 30,000 life or something on the zombies. It was crazy, and now I'm up to 44,800. And I'm telling you, their weakest thing in the beginning with the beginning tree is the physical. So if you take this and you get a dread march, that helps a lot. The extra levels is the other thing. And when you compare it, like 44, so yours is probably going to be like 20, 30. So when you can get to 30 plus, it starts to feel way better with the extra fizz. Massive diff, massive, huge. Like in our case too, actually, physical is our weakest still, even with the Pantheons being lunaris, gruthkul with all this extra physical damage reduction, it still ends up being physical, and that's why we would want the endurance charges on our rings and the Ami. It would be really nice, maybe some fizz taken as element mods. Physical hurts, so that's why or getting more armor. Like I'm at 10,000. If I got more armor, that would really help probably too. If I got up to like 25k, dude, oh. And then imagine if we had spell suppression. Yeah. But build's doing really well. Oh yeah, update on my Animate Guardian. This is my Animate Guardian. So, the Animate Guardian has a Kingmaker. And then he has Windscream boots. And then he has a Gravebind glove, so he can share the kill to do explode. And I got a Crusader chestplate, item level 75 plus, just to roll the T2 mod. It wasn't even T1. It was only 19% chance to explode. And I already switched to explode. I don't have vulnerability on the glove because a Gravebind with vulnerability is kind of hard. And then the helmet is just some rare helmet, not Elder, not nearby enemies take 9% increased physical damage. It's just some rare helmet with the extra reses, so he could wear the rest of the stuff. You get 15 res in the boot, you get, and then you just get the extra like 12 to each res in the helmet. Because with this Animate Guardian with my tree, when you have all this, all you need is 2 chaos res, and you want to overcap his elemental resistance by 27% or more for the elemental weakness curse and scorch, and then he's good to elemental for those minuses. And oh yeah, this is him. And then he hasn't died yet, and he currently has 68,000 in my current build. I'd obviously like to get this up higher. Extra levels on him would be nice. The amulet change, obviously. The weapons. Yep. And being a higher level. We're up to 91 right now. Really good progress. Having a great time. And that should help a lot of people following the build and fixing their progression. Now I'll tell you guys also what you could look forward to next of upgrades. So potentially I think that cold iron points are too expensive. They were like 2x, they're dropping, they're 1.5, they're still dropping. Just keep watching them drop, don't buy them. Use clay shapers. Second thing is So I invested in Awakened Gems, Awakened Melee Fizz, Awakened Brutality. I'll probably get the other ones too when they go down in price, or if they go down. These were like an X, so that's why they were under an X. It was really insane, and then I'll be able to get the Overwhelm physical damage reduction on this, which is I'm pointing out that the enemies have physical damage reduction. And it's going to be really useful to be able to get through that, like normal, and then obviously having higher damage would also get through the armor that they have normally. That would be really nice. So get more damage. And then, like I said, I invested in some alt quality gems. I also invested some Searing Exarch currency to get Brittle Ground on the boot. What's Brittle Ground? You walk around, you leave this trail, if you haven't seen it already, and the Brittle Ground will brittle the enemy, and then they have 5% base crit to attacks. And so our minions normally have 5% base crit. They go up to 10% base crit, and then every 100% increased crit strike chance on them is 10% crit. And that means that a power charge is 10% crit when you have brittle on the enemy instead of 5% crit. And so 3 power charges plus the crit is with the brittle, it's going to be like 40-50% crit just from that. It's really crazy how much you can get just from doubling their base crit. It's nice. It's awesome. Huge. There's actually ways to get higher brittle too. If you're trying to do early blight to do the low tiers, I recommend getting your Chaos Res up. You get your Chaos Res normally by buying items with Chaos Res on the glove, maybe the boot, possibly the belt, maybe the amulet, because we don't have the ashes yet. And at worst case scenario, you can do the rings or the helmet. The helmet's okay, but you have to get it with the +2. It's really hard. I was lucky to grab this, to be honest. But the other places are usually easier to get the Chaos. You could also do it on the chest plate with like an Essence of Envy if you have an uncorrupted 6th link, potentially. But yeah, Chaos really helps for the Toxic for doing Blight. Otherwise, it's really hard to AFK. Chaos Res helps a lot for the low tier Blight. And then the second thing is on this ring, I anointed your Meteor Towers create Burning Ground for 3 seconds on hit. So the Burning Ground actually bypasses the Fire Tower immunity lane thing on the... So basically, it makes the Meteor Tower kill everything. And with Clear Oil on your map, it makes the Meteor Tower never miss either because the enemies are slowed. So combine this plus this and you beat low tier Blight with Meteor Towers. Highly recommend. If you haven't tried this, low tier Blight with this anoint. What is this anoint, you ask? Violet Indigo. Violet Indigo. It's not that bad. So that's what I did. Violet Indigo, you put Clear Oil on the map, slow them down, and then you burn them easy. Super helpful tip. And then I was already doing Blight Ravage maps, and if you haven't seen that, you should go watch my Ravage Blight video. You can do !Ravage on my stream, and then this is the extra anoint. So this was Silver Opalescent, and your Chilling Towers freeze, and then you get this combo, and the Meteor Towers kill everything, while you do a combo of Seismic and this with the Buff Tower, the Empower Tower, and these stun lock the enemies. And then I was doing Ravage Blights, and that's been really profitable with barely any damage because it's the towers and the tower strategy stun locking. And the only downside right now is we found out in the new Arch Nemesis mods there's one called Juggernaut, and Juggernaut cannot be stunned, action speed cannot be slowed, movement speed cannot be slowed, this thing cannot be stopped. It just walks in. What the heck is that? So you have to, like I said, use Clear Oil and the Burning Ground, and you just kill the Juggernauts, and they don't make it to the pump. But without Clear Oil, they're too fast, and they just run and they dodge the meteor, and they get to your pump, and they'll actually take out so much damage, it's insane. So the overall tip that I figured out is new league, Burning Meteor beats Blight. Yeah, enjoy the extra tip at the end. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys made it to this point in the video and you like this video and you found out a lot of stuff and you learned a lot about the Carrion Golems and the minions and how to upgrade this build and how to scale it for now, and you guys are looking forward to the next video, hit that like button. Let's get 96 likes on this video. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Let's get 96 likes in 2 days on this video. And if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!